Playing by rule? I'm not playing by rule. Up kind of part 3 when you're trying to dance. The game we're going to show you is based on Chisao, but it's called the line game. And like I said earlier, the line plays an important role. The center line, as I said, was 2 points from one point to another. The quickest path is a straight line. Whoever has that line dominates, and that's what we're feeling for when we play the Chisao game. So for example, I'll go by a step-by-step analysis of exactly what we're feeling and what we're doing when we do the line game. Ken's going to do the attacks, and I'm going to do the defense. He's going to show one attack, and I'll show you exactly how I block it. Here he comes in with a punch. Notice this line right here is what he's taking. If he has this line, then he can get the attack. So what I'm going to do is take the line away from him and match him right there. See, that's how I basically feel for that and basically block his motions. Next, he does his next attack. Then right here, he pops my hand, clears the line, and basically attacks me here. My hand's free here, and I block it this way. Now I have the line to attack, but I'm just blocking from this point on. He goes for his next attack. He traps me down here. Look how when he traps me down, I don't fight the force. My hand goes down with it, then I regain the line back to block his motion. Then he tries to hit me again. He turns in and comes with an angle from here, taking this line. My free hand here goes with that force and blocks him. He comes down here, going for my rib area. This is my free hand again, taking the line and blocking his motion. See, at any time whoever has a line can block, but here I'm just showing you how I'm blocking each move. That's a small version of how we do it, but that's what we're basically feeling for. Who's controlling the line? When there's a weakness, we take advantage of that. If you have the line, you have the attack. If he has the line, you take the line back to get the block. So that's basically the line game and what it develops.
Pick up the latest issue of Inside Kung Fu, September 2003. Wing Chun Sitting Textbook. Ed de la Cruz explains what you can really learn in Silam Tao. May 2002. The Path to Mastering Chisao. Ed de la Cruz explains how to Chisao correctly and its applications.
More advanced techniques regarding Wing Chun, and we hope you join us there. Nice focus here. Okay. I'm good. Anyway, good for like that. Hi. Welcome to. Hi. Yeah, I'm trying to pick up the shorts. Yeah, what's your sign? Hi. Hi. I was just practicing the high. The whole rhythm is the high. The high starts bad, it's just screwed from there. Wing Chun made a reputation as an efficient martial art. How exactly is it more efficient than other martial arts? How would you compare the efficiency of Wing Chun with other martial arts? How exactly is Wing Chun an efficient martial art?
How about it? I'm tripping.
welcome to Windy City Wing Chun Gung Fu Federation show. What we have here is the second installment of Windy City Wing Chun, and what we're going to talk about today is women's self-defense. Let me first talk about and tell you exactly what self-defense is about to me. Self-defense is defined by my experience is whether or not a smaller person can really apply it against a bigger person. In other words, you see a lot of martial arts today, and there's karate, Krav Maga, Taibo, and we have also Wing Chun. But to me, can that martial art really work if that person is actually bigger? And a lot of times you don't see that. For example, you see like UFC fights, that's great. UFC fights are great, but for some reason, they have weight categories in them. In other words, people of the same categories. What happens if you have a person who's 150 pounds? Will that work against someone who's 250 pounds? Also in judo, we also see that in judo, in the Olympics. They have weight categories also. To us, or to me, when someone who's small, like a woman or someone who's older, can really apply that martial arts onto a bigger person, that is what self-defense is all about. And why is Wing Chun basically the right choice for you? 3 reasons I'll give you exactly why Wing Chun is the right choice. First of all, as we said earlier, the punch. The punch is the single most important thing about Wing Chun. It's like your gun or your mace that you carry with you. But the beauty of the punch is it's always with you. Like a gun, you have to take out the gun to use it. Or a mace, you have to take out the mace to use it. But my hands are always with me 24 hours a day. The second thing is the philosophy behind Wing Chun. The philosophy behind it is don't fight the force. A lot of times you see moves that are taught to you in self-defense that actually make you stronger or make you use muscle. In the gym, it works. But in reality, when you go muscle against somebody, you'll lose. The point is, size does matter. And the final installment of what makes Wing Chun special is the guts part. A lot of times, if you have the gun, you have to be able to pull the trigger. And what Wing Chun teaches you is basically the guts. And what we're going to do here is a series of Q&A demos and talk about exactly how Wing Chun deals with certain situations and how all 3 philosophies go into each segment as far as dealing with self-defense.
Wing Chun self-defense will focus on the wrist grab, choke hold, bear hug, the choke grab, and the police lock.
We're going to have next a couple of series of simple situations that occur in self-defense. First, we're going to show what approach most martial arts takes by as far as dealing with. The second approach will be that of Wing Chun. Ken and April will both be demonstrating it, and I'll explain the details of exactly how Wing Chun philosophy and theory apply into the situation. What you're going to see a lot of times is the number one thing to remember is don't fight the force, and that's what makes Wing Chun so different. That means no muscle is involved. Just the right feeling, structure, and sensitivity will get you out of the situation. The first situation that is common is, say for example, is a wrist grab. When someone grabs your wrist here, this is how most people tell you how to escape out of a wrist grab. The wrist grab situation is you use 2 hands to help you. The guy is really big, and right here by the wrist is an opening. So in theory, what I do is basically pull with my hips and escape out. That's the theory of it. What I'd like to show you is the reality of it. Remember, this is a bad guy who's basically attacking you. In reality, this is what would happen. Explain exactly how Wing Chun works in this situation. First, I'll give a detailed explanation of exactly what I'm doing. All right, Ken here grabs me. He's the attacker once again. The idea, once I said before, is don't fight the force. So here at this point, this is not a threat. So I let him basically have my hand. This hand is relaxed. Next thing I do is I'm going to do a centerline punch right to his chest. Right then and there, down his centerline and attack his midsection right here. After this hit connects, I'm going to chop twice to his neck. By that time, he should really be done. But let's say the hit goes through and he ends up falling back, and I finish it off with a kick. Okay?
I really enjoy Wing Chun, and I believe that it really is the one martial art that will give women the edge and will give people who are not, built like Arnold Schwarzenegger a chance to protect themselves and really learn how to actually defend yourself in need, if you're ever in need.
Good. What exactly is happening here? Let's look at a play-by-play detailed analysis of what's happening. Looks simple, but there's stuff in it. Here's the current threat, right here. Ken the attacker is grabbing onto April. But what's the Wing Chun philosophy? Don't fight the force. This is not a threat right now, only the fact that he's here. So one, we let him have the hand, okay? That means don't fight the force. This guy may be 300 pounds, she may be 150. It doesn't matter. This is not the threat. Now the second part we talk about, the guts part. Here, as soon as April decides that this is a threatening situation, she punches. Really, the attacker rendering him unconscious or dead. That's how deadly Wing Chun is. We don't mess around with Wing Chun. Notice everything April attacks is down the center line, okay? And by that, what do I mean by that? Every point from palm size from the top bottom, from here, let's see, from here, down here, to here, to here, to here, is considered vital points in the center line. It doesn't matter how strong you are. You can work out 100 for 30 years and have the best body and the biggest muscle. But any point down the center line, the slightest hit, you'll still take the guy out. Now in conjunction with the Wing Chun punch that we showed you earlier, that's why as soon as he hits him, she hits him, that's the end of the game. All right? All right, now what we'd like to do is show another situation. One is a choke, all right? So from behind, Ken chokes me. Common way you see people get out of a choke is this. Grab both hands here, go low, bend, and then you can split them, right? Works well, especially since I'm big. But picture a realistic situation. A girl who's probably 120 pounds versus a guy who's 250. Realistic situation, and I know it's difficult to picture me petite, but this is a real situation. He chokes me, and then I try to struggle. I think that was for real. All right, that's a situation that would actually occur. That means he's really trying to choke me. He's not going to go, oh, I'm going to flip you over. Wing Chun. How again do we deal with it? Wing Chun without fighting the force. So here, let's go step by step in exactly how we can get out of it. All right. Here Ken grabs me. This is a threat right now. So the main thing is try to stay relaxed, which is obviously hard to do when you're like in shock. But here are my hands. These hands are free to do something to him. So first here, I'm basically going to what? Protect my neck from being choked first, right? Protect my neck from here. But this hand is free. So Wing Chun way, I would basically here, boom, strike and pull, right? Common other way. If worst case scenario, you can't get away with that. Let's say he chokes me again also like this. And I'm here. And my hand, for some reason, I can't reach him. You can also bind him too. Wing Chun, there isn't rules. He's not playing by rule. I'm not playing by rules. I'm there to make sure my ass is saved. That's the big thing about it. All right? So let's look at it again. So here he grabs me. I protect my neck for a split second. I strike him here. He goes down. Then from here, I can just punch, chop, pop. All right? Let's try to look at that as sort of full speed. Let's go over it one more time, right here. So here I protect my neck. Then from here, what's my free hand? Boom. Strike to the groin. You can either strike or pull, whatever you want. It's your choice. After that, he's already going down. From here, I can punch, chest, chop, pop, finish him off. Notice in Wing Chun, the difference in Wing Chun is once I escape, I just don't run away. Because you never know if he can get back and chase you again. What I want to do is finish the situation. He started it, I'm making sure it's finished, okay? So in a full speed situation, let's look at how it would go about. And that's making sure it's game over, all right? Next thing we're going to do is the bear hug, another common situation that can happen. Here, I'm going to be grabbed by Ken. This is how people normally show you how to escape out of bear hug. He's grabbing me, and what I'm going to do next is come behind him, get behind him, and use his force and tip him backwards like this. Okay? Works well in the gym. But in reality, if he really grabs hard, and I try to struggle out, when I use force against force, and the guy's really strong, in the end I'll lose. This is how Wing Chun deals with the situation. Let's explain exactly. Here he grabs me. My hands are somewhat tied at the moment. So, what's free? My foot. If you see from a distance, what I'm going to do first, I'm going to step on his toe. Right? Simple, gives him pain, some shock to deal with. Loosens up the grip. Afterwards, with the grip loosened now, boom, I strike him in the groin. Right there in the groin. From this groin strike, his head pops up. No, pops down basically. Here I follow up with a combination of an elbow and a chop. By then he's already done, but I want to finish off with a knee. Okay? I'll do it again, normal speed, just regular speed. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, now let's look at another situation that can come about. Another situation that will come about is a choke grab right here. The common way that most people deal with this is how? One way is this way. Hand over the top, come down, and then elbow. Okay? That's the theory of the situation. The reality is, that's the reality of it. If the guy is really, you gotta remember, a lot of times in a situation, what's real and what's not. In the gym, everyone's working with you. Here, I'm gonna work with you. In the street, that person doesn't know what's happening. He's not gonna work with you. How does Wing Chun deal with this situation? Here, Ken grabs me. This, at this point, is not the threat. My hands are still free, right? He's not choking me, he's just grabbing me here. So from here, I'm using my body. I turn my body, go up the middle, and palm strike him right in the face. Dealing with the situation as far as the threat of the grab. Then from here, from the fallback, I do multiple punches down his chest. Right? That already should do it. And then at the end, finish it off with an uppercut right in his chest. Okay? So it looks like this. Now we're going to try to do it at real speed. Another situation that comes about is known as the police lock. You often see the police lock used by bouncers at the bar. So let's just show you a technique of exactly, if you get in trouble at the bar, how to get out of it. Basically, Ken grabs his arm around my elbow here, and then he grabs both hands here, and he's got the lock. Basically, it's a wrist lock right here. Trust me when I say this hurts. But the key thing to remember is the more you tighten up, the more it hurts. So what you gotta learn from training Wing Chun is to stay relaxed. Now the Wing Chun way of escaping this is basically not fighting the force. He's really strong coming in this way. What I'm gonna do is go this way, opposite of the force. So from here, my hand is gonna assist my other hand, hit it up, and this goes down. See that? So, let me go a demonstration as far as what I do with that. From here, I'm going to hit my hand, save my hand first. And then at the same time, groin strike right here. Right? Then from here, by the time he should already be bending down from the hip, boom. Then from here, simple combination. 1 chop, 2 chop, then knee. Right there, okay? And there, you're free to drink again if you're at the bar.